I felt that there was an existential crisis where democracy was literally, teetering on the edge. And I felt if Trump had been elected again, it would be the end of a system that I didn't think was perfect, but I wanted to fight to preserve. And so I felt I couldn't really be a bystander, and that I would have to take a stand and dissent in my own way. So, I did two things. One, I gave a public speech about the dangers of social media in spreading conspiracy theories and lies that could undermine democracy. And the second thing I did was I made Borat. So I really think there was only one person in the world who could play this, because they had to be incredibly courageous. They were going to be acting alongside real people and had to be completely believable as well. And we had a number of actors who tried this out, who were brilliant in the room. And then one of the stages of the audition process is we put them in a room with a real person for an hour. And often within 90 seconds, the real person would say, hold on, you're an actor, you're a comedian. They'd see through them. But the thing that really made me realize that Maria was the person was we did the third audition with her. We did the breakup scene where she tells her dad she's not going to have plastic surgery. And I found myself at one point in the scene about to cry. And obviously, being English, I didn't want to actually cry in front of anyone I knew. And so I said, all right, that's it. Okay, we got it. And we decided at that point that she was the one, because we felt for the movie to really work, the audience had to be completely emotionally invested in this relationship and actually genuinely care about it. Otherwise, it would just be a silly comedy or a satire or a collection of sketches. But we felt if we had this skeleton of a relationship between a father and a daughter, and for this to be the first Kazaki man who'd ever loved his daughter and the first Kazaki daughter who'd ever rejected her father, that we'd have this bedrock that would really pull this audience along. He gets locked up in the costume store. Yeah, he doesn't come out again. He doesn't come out. No, this movie was the hardest movie I've ever had to make by a long way. It would have been hard enough to make that movie, with an incredibly well-known character in the real world. To make that movie and try and infiltrate Trump's inner circle would have been even harder. And then to make it during COVID would have made it almost impossible. So it was like a battle every week. And I think it's amazing that we managed to pull it off. Deep down, I always feared that we'd never complete the movie. I had to say, there were just so many obstacles along the way, and I don't think I'm going to push my luck again. I think a lot of them were English. Peter Cook, I always found incredible, and Peter Sellers, just anyone beginning with the name Peter. Sellers, probably because he was the first comedian to get me to laugh. I remember it clearly. He created these, larger than life characters that were completely believable. And obviously he was a brilliant, as I grew up, I realized he did Being There, and he was actually an incredible actor in straight stuff. And then Python, Monty Python, because they had this, the type of laughs that I remember when seeing Life of Brian in the cinema, and I think I was 8 years old. My brothers smuggled me in. That was very, very formative in me. Just that idea of screaming and being shocked, laughing hysterically, and not believing what I was seeing on screen. That was, had a real impact on me.
Yeah.
And then obviously as actors, I was, I always loved the work of Daniel Day-Lewis, just because, again, he would take these huge characters that in anyone else's hands would be over the top, but he made them completely believable. But yeah, you're dealing with beautiful language, and actually he's a fantastic director. There's nothing better than having a director who knows exactly what he wants. Because the insecurity of an actor always is, have we got it? Should we be moving on? But because Aaron has it in his mind, you feel completely confident when he says, let's move on. And then when, he allows you to do another couple of takes with completely radical different interpretations, that they are, they're gravy. I must say, I was reluctant to be famous. I wanted to really have my cake and eat it, have the characters be famous, have my work be well known without having the associations of being famous for myself. I enjoyed being unrecognizable. I remember when the first Ali G video, and yes, it was a video, that's how long ago it was, came out. I was in HMV on Oxford Street, and all the Ali G fans were congregated around the video stall. And I was standing there as Borat. And I remember people pushing me, "Oi, get out of the way, piss off, you're blocking my," and I loved it. I just loved the anonymity. For many years, I didn't give an interview as myself. And again, this last year, I felt that I had to sort of come out of the shadows and speak up and use my voice to warn about the dangers of social media and spreading conspiracy theories, hate, and lies. And I would have to do something that I hated, which was become famous.